Hello everyone and welcome to Under the Gun. I am Jon Freidberg and today is a very, very special episode. I know I say that a lot, but this one will really go down in the books as a pretty cool episode. I have to remind you that my production crew is in Europe right now for the World Series Europe, so I will not be doing any update on my Under the Gun challenge. I will also be skipping my Am I an Idiot update just because I don't have the equipment here to do all the editing, etc. You understand. But I want to get right into an interview that I did this summer, and I'm excited to say that this was my actual, at least what I consider to be my first true celebrity guest on this show. Her name is Shanna Moakler, and she's absolutely gorgeous. She's a beauty queen. Let's see, in 1995 she was Miss New York USA and then eventually became Miss USA. In December of 2001 she was Playboy Playmate of the Month. Super cool. She was later married to Travis Barker, who was the drummer for the rock band Blink-182. They went on to have their own reality show called Meet the Barkers. Not necessarily in order. Shanna was also had a permanent role on the TV show Pacific Blue, which, as you might recall, was kind of like Baywatch, kind of a Santa Monica police show where in real life in Santa Monica they're like, you know, hustling bums off of the streets, but in this show it wasn't quite like that. Shanna was here during the World Series, which, like I said, was when I interviewed her, and she claims to be pretty interested in poker and has somewhat of a future in poker, so I will certainly be asking her about that, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So with that said, and without further ado, the beautiful Shanna Moakler. Shanna, thank you so much for coming on to my show.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Cool.
So you and I have been dating now for about 9 months.
Yes, that's right.
How are things going so far for you?
Well, honey, we're expecting a little poker baby.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. A man can only hope, right? So I understand that you are now getting involved in poker to some extent. Tell us about that. How did you discover the game, and what are your goals?
You know, I was one of those little girls that would always go and watch my dad play poker with his buddies, like every Friday night, and I loved it. I just have really good memories of the game, and I've always played just for fun, kind of in the Hollywood celebrity poker tournaments, and then I started getting into more of the charity-based ones. There's a really great community of poker players over in Los Angeles, and
I hear that. I hear those games are like really, really juicy too.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty fun. So I started getting involved there and hooked up with UB, and I love them. They're super good to me. It's something that I'm really passionate about. It's more than a hobby for me. So it's really exciting, and I love kind of being a woman in poker too, because I think, you know, we really have a lot of up and coming amazing women in poker now. So it's kind of cool to be a part of them.
Some people would say that 2010 is the year in poker. There's been a lot of big tournaments that have been won by women. You played in the main event this year, is that right?
I did, yes. I didn't do so well in this one.
Was it your first time playing in the main event?
It was my first time playing in the main event, yeah.
Do you have any like good stories, bust out stories, or
Yeah, I can tell you how I busted out.
Okay.
No, actually though, it's pretty exciting, and for me, you know, I play a lot of tournaments, I play a lot online, but it was a little overwhelming even for me. It was exciting and really cool, but yeah, I had pocket queens, and I made a really amateur mistake. I didn't I didn't say call when I meant to call, so they made me play the raise, and I put in 15K.
Oh, so you put in more chips?
I put in more chips for one of the guys to color me out, and the dealer made me get the floor manager and made me play the hand. So at that time, the guy knew I only wanted to call.
Was that pre-flop, or was that
It was after the flop, yeah.
Okay.
And I was probably 80% to win. He was probably 20% to win at that time. So it wasn't like horrific that they made me play, but I still didn't want to play 15K on that hand at level 2. So I was kind of forced, and then he went all in, and at that point I only had like a small stack. So.
And what did he have?
He flopped a 9 on the river, and he had pocket 9, so he beat me out with trips.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It was pretty brutal.
Wow, that sucks.
Isn't that a horrible story?
It's terrible.
Yeah, but you know what? It was a really good learning experience for me, and I got to meet so many incredible pros, and I mean people that I just really look up to and admire. And it's funny because, you know, I live in Los Angeles, I hang out with celebrities all the time, you know, and I was more nervous meeting some of the poker pros than I've been meeting, you know, some of the biggest entertainment celebrities ever, so it's pretty cool.
Do you have like a favorite player?
Yeah, Annie Duke. Annie Duke. Yeah, I love Annie. Not just because she's just like a UB player, but I just think what she's doing for women in poker and her style, and she's just so quick and aggressive, and I admire that about her and her playing style. So yeah, she's someone that I really look up to.
Yeah, she's done a lot in the poker world and in other stuff as well. So
absolutely, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I did a little seminar with her and Phil, which was kind of cool.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I find it funny that sometimes like really big celebrities, either in Hollywood, or the funniest thing that I think I've ever seen is when like a UFC fighter or professional athlete sits down at the poker table.
Yeah.
And, you know, in their world, there's sort of everyone praises them, everyone looks up to them.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes can be kind of arrogant because of it. But it's funny to see some of these people, you know,
they can't play poker
get
at all.
on the poker table and just, they're so intimidated and they're scared, and you can tell that they're just very fearful of, you know, their opponents, where, you know, like a UFC fighter, they get in the ring and obviously
it's crazy. It's like a whole different world. It's kind of fun too, because, you know, you get to say you took out like Evander Holyfield, and you know, you're like, it's pretty cool.
Exactly. So do you have like a mentor, or I should say a teacher? I mean, are you working with, you know, a lot of celebrities, they come into the poker world and they hire like a poker pro to sort of train them. Are you doing that, or doing anything in particular to learn how to play better?
Right now I talk to Annie Duke often, and I try to take seminars. I play online constantly. I play at UB, so you have to come play with me one night.
What's your screen name?
It's Shanna, SHANNA XOXO, so Shanna XOXO.
Okay.
Yeah, so I play online a lot.
Hear that, everybody? Shanna XOXO.
Come play with me. We'll have fun. Yeah, so I play online, and yeah, I really do hang out with that community, because there are so many actually great players even in the poker community that are playing in Los Angeles right now. So I like to, you know, just go and sit with them and learn. And we have a pretty good little girl crew too. We have Trishelle Cantanella. We have Shannon Elizabeth, who got second in the Ante for Africa, which is kind of cool. So you know, getting to hang out with those girls who have played some of the bigger tournaments, it's teaching me a lot.
That's great. I didn't realize Shannon did take second place, but I know she's had some deep finishes.
Yeah, and she wins a lot of tourneys through the years too. Trishelle as well. Yeah, so. But I'm just starting, so I'm going to come and kick their little butts soon enough. Don't worry about it.
So I understand a few years ago you were, I saw it was Miss USA. Is that the same as Miss America, or are those two different pageants?
They're two different ones.
Okay.
What we say is Miss America is the girl who lives next door, and Miss USA is the girl you wish lived next door. Yeah.
Got it.
Donald Trump owns Miss USA.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also you were a Playboy Playmate of the Month.
Miss December 2001.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, on the topic of Playboy, I understand that you're involved in some sort of poker event involving other playmates?
Yeah, we're going to do this on UB, which I think will be really exciting. It's going to be an online tournament. We're going to get a whole bunch of the title holders, the Playboy Bunnies and the Playmates, and it'll probably be like a bounty or a sniper tournament where, you know, everyone can come play, and if you take out one of the Playmates, you know, you get a little prize or something like that. Hopefully we can parlay it to a live tournament. So
little prize, could you? I mean, little prize.
Just the key to the Playboy Mansion, nothing big.
5'6", you know, 125 pounds. Is that little?
Dinner with Hef.
Okay. So does that mean that maybe
80-year-old sexy man, maybe?
Yeah, I think the Playmates might be a better prize.
Yeah.
So does that mean that there might be some UB events at the mansion or at casinos with these Playmates, or is this all just like an online?
Well, right now we're going to start out on online and see how the boys and the girls out there like it. And if it's successful, you know, yeah, maybe I'll call up Hef and we can do something fun at the mansion. It could be kind of cool.
Maybe UB can integrate webcams into the software, mansion. And then we can really have some fun with that.
Yeah, right. It'd be fun. So I would love to do it too with former title holders in the States, like former Miss USAs and stuff as well. I think
that would be cool. I think anytime you mix beautiful women and poker, it's a recipe for success. Yeah. Any way you look at it.
Absolutely.
I mean, what better things in life are there really?
Some of those girls are pretty good though, I gotta be honest. They're good.
I think they have a shot. And the funny thing is when men play, you know, when a lot of guys play with these, you know, pretty women, they turn into such wimps. You know, they don't want to bet, they don't want to raise, they just check it down and smile.
They only do that for a couple hours. You can only play that "I don't know what I'm doing" card for so long, and then they take your money.
Yeah, absolutely. So what? Where else can we expect to see you in some upcoming live events? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, I got a couple charity tournaments that I'm going to be playing here in Las Vegas in the next consecutive weekend. So I'm going to be in Las Vegas a lot, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, if you go to my Twitter, which is just Twitter at Shanna Moakler, I'll be updating you guys where I'm at, and yeah, I'd love for everyone to come play with me. And of course, I'll be online on UB. So. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a little bit about some of your prior engagements. I know you were sort of a reality star in Meet the Barkers.
Yep, it was on MTV. Pretty fun.
Right? That must have been pretty cool.
It was cool. It was kind of like having these cameras with you 24/7.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So
pretty cool.
You were married to a rock star, right? Travis Barker.
I used to have poker tournaments on Meet the Barkers all the time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
It was really fun. Yes, I was married to a rock star.
Would you ever consider marrying or dating a poker player?
I would, actually.
Or is it not like glorified enough? I mean...
No. I mean, for me, it's really all about confidence. That's what I look for in a man, and poker players can be really confident, sexy.
I think so.
Yeah.
Seems like it. I certainly am.
Very confident, aren't you?
Everybody's laughing at me now. So, gosh, where were we? Oh, yeah, so... When you're dating a rock star and you know he's always on the road and traveling and stuff, that's almost similar to kind of the lifestyle of a poker player, because you're constantly traveling to different tournaments all around the world. It's kind of the same thing, only without all the groupies and you know all of the probably more fun things going on in the rock star world. Yeah. But is that something that you're looking to get back into, like not the dating side, but I mean yourself, like touring around, or? Yeah,
I mean, I'm really enjoying my poker experience so far. I just think the community has been so welcoming, and everyone has been so incredibly cool and kind, and it's something that it's not just a hobby to me, it's something that I'm really passionate about. So I definitely want to, you know, keep practicing, and, you know, if they'll have me, I want to go play. I really want to go out there and show them that, you know, I'm better than a level 2. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm looking forward to doing. But I'm always dating men that, you know, I was with a boxer and he was up training for 3 months at a time, and then rock stars go on the road. So I think for me it kind of I'm not really used to anything else in my life, so I think I like that schedule. So what's your status now? I am single. Really? Yes. See? Hear that, guys? You see that too? Look, I got aces on my nails. Oh, that's pretty cool. Probably can't zoom in on that. But there's no ring on that finger. Yeah, that's a pretty ring. Thank you. Speaking of bling. Yeah. Anyway, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yeah. It was great to have you on the show. And thank you so much. On behalf of myself and the whole poker world, I'm sure I can speak for everybody, we proudly welcome you into the poker world with open arms. I love that. Thank you. And it's nice to see fellow UB players. And yeah, thanks for coming on the show. It's great to have you here. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And best of luck. I look forward to playing with you some more. I hope so. Maybe down the road. I hope so. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Under the Gun. It was really cool to sit down with Shanna. What a nice girl. And I hope you all enjoyed watching the interview as well. By the way, my Twitter challenge or sweepstakes or whatever you want to call it, where as soon as I hit 1,000 followers, I said I was going to be giving away a 2-hour poker lesson. Well, I'm ready to give away that prize, if you will. I'm not sure if it's an asset or a liability. No, I'm kidding, of course. I'm ready to give that away, so stay tuned. Watch my Twitter account. I'm at Jon Freidberg. I'm going to be making some important announcements. And then as soon as my production crew is back in a couple of weeks, I will be officially saying who the winner is right here on Under the Gun. So check out my Twitter. I'm at Jon Freidberg. And thanks again for tuning in to this week's episode of Under the Gun. We'll see you guys next week.